Well, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. So we're going to do something a wee bit different tonight. There's been a whole lot of hype recently around generative AI. So join me and let's see where this journey takes us. I haven't downloaded the beta version. If you already have Photoshop, if you go into your Creative Studio, select Apps, and then on the left hand panel you'll see beta apps and you'll see all the betas that Photoshop have released recently. I've downloaded Photoshop beta. As you'll see, it's version 24.7. This will work from 24.6 onwards, and click install and that'll install the beta version. So the one thing I've noticed when I'm using it, if you've got normal Photoshop open and you try and switch to beta, it won't open. So what you're best to do is force quit and your Photoshop, your normal Photoshop, and then open your beta as a new app, and then that way you'll get full functionality. So let's go straight into it. So tonight I'm going to use the generative AI fill for a bit of fun. So one thing you'll notice is this contextual taskbar keeps floating about all the time. So what I do is I put it up to the top right hand side. You've got three dots here. If you select that, you'll get a pin bar position, and that means that the bar is then fixed in any location that you want while you're working on it. So the best way to use the generative AI early on is if you use the lasso tool, and this is Dave standing at Glencoe underneath the Three Sisters right across from it. So if I make a selection, and then in the generative AI field, if I select playground slide, let's see if we can create a slide down that big rock so that Dave can get off the rock safely. So the other thing you'll notice is this takes a wee while. So as we go through all the other images later on, I'll just keep cutting so we're not waiting. And the reason that this is taking a while is that Photoshop beta has to go back to the Photoshop sites, and then it'll do the processing and then update. So it's not done in your local PC, it's done on the web. Right, so what you get now is three choices. So you've got a silver slide, a red slide, and then you've got another silver slide. So let's take the red slide. So the other thing we can do here is if I select the selection tool, right, don't worry about this, and then if I do edit transform scale, I can then bring that down and change the size. Just checking where Dave is, so he's there. Right, I can put a mask on this. So if I select layer mask, if I select a black brush, as you know, black reveals and white conceals. Let's rub away. Oh, let's try that again. Let's go back on the mask. So as I rub away for the mask, what we'll start to get is the top of those rocks. I'm just being careful not to rub out the top of the slide. There we go, and there we have it. So that's your before and that's your after. So Dave's perfectly safe to slide down the hill. So let me save that image, export as, and really what I want is a JPEG. Select the JPEG, select my file folder, and there we have it. So that's image 1. Now if I go to image 2, what I want to do here is I want to show you how we've got Dave and Carlan and Julie standing on the ferry bridge at Glen Creeran, and the waterfall's pretty low at the back, but what we could try and do is give it quite more of an impressive flow. So if I select the lasso tool, and if I just select underneath the archway, I'll widen the selection round the image and then back, and then in the generative AI fill I could type in river flowing from waterfall. Hit generate, and let's see what image that then creates. Okay, with the magic of editing, that's us got 3 selections. So this is our first selection. This is our second selection, which is a lot prettier than the first. And this is the third selection. Oh, that's quite nice as well. That's completely different. So I think we'll go for the middle one. And what I'll do is, I'll do File, Export as a JPEG, and I'll save that. And make that image 2. Great. So as you can see, what you can also do is, if I want to add anything extra, you can say waterfall flowing in from the right hand side, and then all you need to do is hit generate again, and it will give you another 3 new options. And here's the 3 new options that we've got. So we've now got the waterfall coming in from the right and then swinging round. We've then got another set of falls. Oh, and that's quite nice with the pool of water. What you'll see is there's a lot of bright whites in these images, but to be fair, we're doing this for fun. I don't think any of these are going to be competition winners, but you can create them for a bit of fun. So the third image, what I want to show you is, this is quite a plain image here. So we've got Gary in his TVR camera. He's on the grass. So how can we make this a wee bit more interesting? So let's select the lasso tool and say, right, well, actually, what would be nice is if Gary's car was next to a pond and he had a reflection in it. So let's select generative fill and type in pond with reflection, and then select generate. So we've got a result. We've got 3 results. So we've got this first image, and it's done a pretty good job of adding in a pond and added in the reflection of Gary's car in that pond. That's actually quite clever. Well, we've got a second one which gives us a wider view of the pond, but we've still got a kind of ripple effect on the car. And then we've got a third one which is a kind of narrower pond. So I think we will go for the second one. So I'll save that. Right, so now we'll move on to the fourth image. And in this fourth image we've got Alistair and Dawn. But Alistair needs a jacket. So again, pick up the lasso tool, and all we do is we drag round Alistair's shape. Just clip him in between him and Dawn there. And then round up, round his shoulder, round his neck, and then we've selected the top half of his body. So in here we can say, well, let's give Alistair a suit. So let's type in suit, press generate, and look at that, we've got a suit, although there seems to be a weird hand. That must be because of Dawn's shoulder and it thinks there's a hand coming up there. But the second option, oh, that's better, without the hand. And then the third option, we've got him with an open collar, and it looks like he's got a mic in there as well. So that second one looks really good. So what we could do is just say country tweed jacket, and then we press generate again, and let's see what happens. Alright, so not quite sure what these wee furry things are, but we've got 3 new choices. So he's got a country shirt with braces and then he's got a bit of a waistcoat. And knowing our Alistair, I would suspect that this middle one's probably the best one because it suits him really well in the photo. Alright, so we've had our fun with Alistair, and let's go to image 5, and here we have the legend Frank, who is my father-in-law. So I think this was a photograph taken on Loch Katrine when we did a recent tour round the loch. So what we might do is let's give Frank a new hat and a set of sunglasses. So if we just drag the cursor round, give him headroom for a hat, and now type in hat and glasses. Hit generate and let's see what happens. Okay. I don't think Frank will be too flattered with that one. So we've got 3 options here. So we've got oh dear. Right, let's see if we can change this. So I don't think any of those 3 are very flattering. That was really funny. He'll kill us. So what I'll do is if I do undo, and if I go back to the marching ants and I do Command D or Control D, let's reduce the amount of head space and let's see what difference that makes. So we'll draw around again and then we'll type in hat and sunglasses and let's see what we get this time. I have to admit that first one was funny. Okay, so we've got kind of half, we've lost the left hand side here. There's obviously not been enough space for it. This is the second and the third. Nah, none of these are very good to be honest. So what we'll do is we'll go back, Command Z, and go back. Yeah, so I'll probably need to give it more space. So it seems to be quite sensitive. So if I give it wide space here, and again over, actually I'm going to do that again because I'm not sure the right ear had enough space there. So if I give that a wee bit of a wide berth, right, here we go again, hat and sunglasses, and let's see what we get now. Okay. More of an El Dorado look there for Frank. So, well, that's quite a cool one. And then we've got that one. Looks like he's a bit on airplane cast. Right, so if we take the middle option, because that seems to be the most realistic one we've got so far. So now if we draw around Frank's shirt and just go right round the sleeve and make sure we go under the neckline, up and around. Right, let's give Frank a new top. So let's say, right, green jacket, and let's see what we get. So press generate. Oh, that's all right. It looks neat. The second option we've got is a green jumper, and then the third option we've got him a wee bit too trendy there. So what we can do is we can refine that there. So if we do a boating jacket, just because Frank's on a boat, boating jacket, and then hopefully it'll come back with 3 new options. Oh, so we've got a nice blue jacket there. I don't quite know what's going on with this one with the crisscross of the straps, and then we've got some weirdness going on here at the neck. So I'm not quite sure what that is, plus the neck that it's added onto Frank's a wee bit out of alignment there, so that's not very great. So it's either between this one or this one. So because we asked for green jacket, why don't we just stick with green jacket? And then what we could do is finish this off for Frank, draw a circle here on his bottom left hand side and just say holding a beer. And then let's see what we get here. There you go. So we've got option 1, which looks pretty real actually. Very good. Option 2, that's not too bad either. And then option 3's probably got half a pint. So let's go for this option. And I'll save this. Alright now, so now that's been saved, let's go to image 6. So in image 6, this is quite a serious image, and what I want to try and do is just show you how we can use generative AI to expand the image. So if I reduce the zoom and use the marquee, the crop tool, and then extend out the crop tool, and say I want to widen my photograph and give it a little bit more space, then what I can then do is go to the marquee tool, select a square. Now what to do is make sure you've got a little overlap onto the image, and then if I select the other side, and then all I need to do here is just press Generative Fill, and that should create an expanded background. So let's see how well this actually does. Oh wow, that's actually quite nice. So there's the before and there's the after. So this is the first option we get, this is the second option, and this is the third option. So first has got a lot of blue frittillas in the background, this has got a big fritilla here, and then the third option's more diffused, quite a lot of bokeh. Actually we'll go with the third option. So that's how you would expand your image using generative AI. Let me save this and then we'll move on to the next image. Alright, so now that's saved, let's move to image 7. Right, so in image 7, what I'm trying to share with you here is how we change a background. So we've got everyone standing here on the Isle of Egg on this beautiful beach. We've got Kenny, we've got Gary, we've got Willie, we've got John, and we've got myself. So if I press select subject, that's done not a bad selection, and to be fair, because this is just a quick overview, I'm not going to do refine edge. So what we'll do is we'll invert the image, and now we've inverted the image, what we'll do is in Generative Fill, let's type in beautiful white sand beach with a stormy background, waves smashing over a lighthouse. Alright, let's press generate and let's see what we get. Oh wow, so we've got quite a nice selection, and I'll tell you the other thing it's done, it's actually given us shadows, so that's actually pretty good. So that's the first option we've got, that's the second option, we're kind of close to the water, or we're in the water in that one. This is a third one, and none of them have a lighthouse, so that's quite nice with the grass foreground, and I like the way it's managed all the shadows. So let's press generate again and let's see what new 3 options we get. Alright, so now we do get a lighthouse. Wonder if that's the same as the first image, but with a lighthouse. It's very close. Very close to the first image, but with a lighthouse. But again, it's also taken the sun coming in from the left hand side and it's cast our shadows. I mean, that's pretty impressive. The second image, we don't have a lighthouse. Third image, again we don't have a lighthouse. But this one is nice, and this is the one that's got the lighthouse. So I hope this helps. None of this is going to be absolutely perfect. You're not going to get that many competition winners out of this because it's still in beta and it's still continually being updated. So when things go wrong, you press the down thumb, and if you like an image, you press the like thumb. But it's still got a bit to go, but at the same time, it's still really impressive the way that this generative AI works and how it actually incorporates your images into the scene. Most of it is pretty seamless. Yep, some of the images that we've seen have got some rough edges and we've had to do a bit of masking, but at the same time, it's really, really impressive. Nothing to be afraid of. I think you should go and try it. So if you've got Photoshop, download the beta and give it a try. Right, I'll save this, and while I'm saving this, what I'll do is I'll share the images that we've saved from the generative AI process that we've done tonight. I'll show you them, and I'll hand back over to myself. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. We're just having a wee bit of fun with the new technology that's out in beta from Adobe just now. So I hope you enjoyed those images. I'll replay the images again just before we finish up the video, just so you can see what we created. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because you know it's free. And if you press the bell notification, that will let you know the next time I post a video. So thanks very much for watching, and here's to the next video.